going to devote our energies to sports and gardening, all the cultural pursuits as far as they're concerned. In fact, we're going to put the goons to sleep. Meanwhile, we dig.
Greetings and welcome to the Anadromist. This is Byrne Power coming to you from Tbilisi, Georgia. As the sun is beginning to set here, what we're going to do right now is kind of an addendum to the How We Got Here number 13, just a few issues that came up that I thought would be important to address, and also to explain that I'm taking a little bit of a break and why, and to give you an idea and let you help me decide on what the next thing I might do is. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. First of all, you may hear my nose, my head is a little bit plugged up, and that is because I have contracted a pretty mild case of the virus, Omicron, COVID, nothing that it remotely worried me at all. I've had worse colds and flus. Almost every one of them has been worse than this. But this did leave me with one bizarre after effect, which is, it seems to be slowly repairing itself, and that is the loss of scent, a loss of the ability to smell. And I tested it yesterday by getting a little container of sushi, and I took the wasabi balls, or the ball of wasabi, and I just took a big batch of it and put it in my mouth. Nothing, which was absolutely amazing, because normally, you know how wasabi affects you, and you're like, oh, and nothing. I couldn't smell it, and without the ability to smell it, it didn't have an effect on you. Interestingly enough, I can experience sweetness and saltiness, and that's about it. And maybe acidity. Well, yeah. So, yeah, acidity. I can taste a bit of lemons and things like that. But I'm following the rules of kind of smelling different things to get my nose back. So, you know, I'll stick my nose in mustard, or I'll stick my nose in, it's really funny, stick my nose in rubbing alcohol, which normally is like, whoa, but it doesn't do anything. Now, what's interesting is it actually is doing something. But without the sense of smell, you know, it's like you can't tell if your clothes are dirty. You can't tell, well, it's the good and the bad. I had a friend who lost her sense of smell permanently, and so she just kind of assigned herself cleaning up things nobody else would touch, because, you know, it's the sense of smell. Okay, well, let's talk about How We Got Here number 13. And by the way, thank you very much. It's been out there for about a week and a half or whatever, and quite a few people have commented on it, and also it's had over 1,000 views, which is nice for a video that's like 5.5 hours long. Or maybe it's all the same person going back over and over and over trying to figure out what in the world I was saying. One comment, though, is it did get age restricted. And that's because that and number 12 got age restricted as well. If you want to watch these, go over to the Odysee channel where all of my YouTube stuff is backed up. And there I've put it on in 2 parts. Why is a long story, but it's in 2 parts. And anybody, they don't have the same age restriction stuff over there, so anybody can watch it there. So if you're wanting to watch it, but you're younger or whatever, in a foreign country, this often happens, then you can check it out over there. Also, just a reminder, when I make these videos, they have all these clips, there is no way I can, even if I was able to resolve my bank issues with YouTube, which I don't know if I even want to at this point, that I can make a dime off it, which means I'm spending so much time making something which, in terms of paying for my life, does very little. And I've appreciated the few people who have contributed a little extra as a result. Because one of the issues that's affecting me now is how much time I'm spending doing this versus other things I really should be doing, particularly writing. And so this is something I am weighing. I haven't gotten to a resolution about it yet, but I will eventually. One of the things that is coming up in the future is I am thinking about what to do with, how I will proceed with the channel. The How We Got Here was the first video we ever made, and I ever made. And it's also certainly not the last, but I am taking a break. And I'm taking a break which doesn't mean you won't see anything. I do have a video that I'll probably put up tomorrow of an interview with Cassidy Poling, talking about the reality of things versus the digital world, and also talking about a little bit more about the Bridges of Meaning Festival in Landau, Germany, and the link below for that. I'll talk about that more in a moment. But I also plan on doing a 3-part, just kind of a reduction of all of the music, extraction, we'll say, of all of the music parts of How We Got Here into a small series of its own. So some people really like what I do for music. So if I just extract those, that way if a person really wants to recommend just the music sections, they'll have that. And it's long enough that it needs 3 parts. Otherwise I could make another 6-hour video out of it, which I don't want to. I would like to keep it on the useful end. Then I've also got, someone suggested that I do I did an hour summary of the whole series in number 13 up till 2020. And someone suggested that I do put that just separate. They wanted to use it to show people as a quick overview of the history since the World War II. And I thought that might be worth something, and somebody might find some use out of that way as well. So those are things which will be coming up. They're easy for me to do. It doesn't require a lot of thought. And I'll do that before I leave for Germany. So I am going to the Bridges of Meaning Festival in Landau, Germany, which is not too far from Stuttgart in southern Germany, the industrial area. And I'm going to give a lecture there on reality. So one of the things I am doing while I'm taking time off is working on that lecture. I want to make it really nice. So, so I'm not planning on doing much at all before then. And I don't come back until, the first week or so of September, because I'm visiting some friends. So if you're wondering, if you're one of those people like, where's Byrne? Where's Byrne? Now you know. So don't write letters saying, where'd you go, Byrne? Because I'm telling you now. And, if anyone is saying, where did Byrne go? He hasn't gone anywhere. It's just that I've been doing this too regularly for too long. And I needed to take a step back and just get my brain back. Now, having said that, I do have 2 possible series I want to work on. And I'd like you folks to vote which one you're more interested in. Not that I'm going to listen, because in the end I'll just choose what I feel like I really should do and what seems to be most appropriate. But one is a series called The Cute and the Creepy. And this will be 3 or 4 parts. And it's about, I've over the years noticed that we've become surrounded by these big-eyed creatures, and they go everywhere from children's entertainment, obviously, all the way up to people's avatars, full-blown adults, putting cute pictures of themselves. And I'm saying, like, what is it? When did anyone notice that we surrounded ourselves with these images, that the world had got from this being baby stuff to this being normal stuff? And that people act cutesy now and all of this. So that was one thing. The other one was the creepy. And creepy is a word which has been getting, shall we say, mission creep. It's been stretching itself to include more and more. So part of me said, like, why did clowns and puppets and dolls become creepy? And when I was young, none of these things were in the category of creepy. And I can absolutely guarantee that no one who's, I'm 67, turned 67 a couple of weeks ago, thank you. And nobody who is my age thought clowns, and except Stephen King, who invented the category of the creepy clown. Nobody thought these things were creepy. Creepy is a new category, the way the word is being used, and that's one thing I really want to follow. And then there is the creepy cute. Tim Burton is the master of this, making things that are kind of creepy into things that are kind of cute, which to me is a really mixture of elements that has a lot of problematic parts to it. And then there is the stuff which, like for instance, when I make puppets and someone says to me, Byrne, that's kind of creepy, I say, thank you, because my point is to disturb you. I know you're weak. And in a way, in some weird way, creepy and cute are opposites of each other. And in another weird way, they dovetail together. And they form a certain aspect of experience for people now. Anyway, so there's that, the creepy and the cute. Or would you rather me finally get to tourism and reality, which I think will be a far more bizarre and I think the kind of thing that will really prod your mind to think about the nature of the world you live in. Because again, you'll notice what I do is I tend to look at things that everyone accepts as normal, and then just kind of use the parallax view and just kind of look at it sideways and go like, really? Is anything about this normal? And I think that can be said about tourism. In so many manifestations, whether it's people getting on a big cruise ship and going to Alaska, which I have direct experience of, people clogging up museums and spending 5 seconds in front of the Mona Lisa, getting a selfie with it, and going off thinking somehow they've seen the Mona Lisa. It's like, how do we visit things? How do we travel? And it's not just the issues, although I will mention some of the issues of the ecology and, tourist scams and all of this stuff. But I'm after something else. I'm looking at how our vision of reality has been deformed by our traveling. And how do we get a proper sense of travel? How do we get meaningful travel back? And I find most people, you can tell by the way they plan their travel schedule, they don't know anything about travel. Anyone who goes from here to here to here to here to here in a week knows nothing about travel, nor do you know anything about the places you've been. You have glitched reality totally. And when you throw in the internet into that, and you throw in television programming and YouTube and all of this stuff, oh my. How did we end up in this world? And that's tourism and reality. So, and that'll involve lots of clips. And I've been reading and saving clips for a while. I am almost ready to go on that one too. So either one of those, you vote. Which one would you rather see me do? Tourism and reality, or the creepy and the cute? So, oh, by the way, so what happened to the Byrne's cargo container full of library books? Well, quite frankly, this is just the kind of thing that if I think about it too long, it gets depressing, because so many things are happening at the same time. One, there is a war which has kind of done some things to the Black Sea, which is where my cargo container has to come through. The shipping lanes are open. What's happening is happening on the other side of the Black Sea, but the Black Sea is not that big. So I decided this year not to have it come through the Black Sea. That could be a mistake, I don't know. This is my 5th year. I'm now officially spending another $1,200 or more or whatever on another year's rent for my storage container. And this is like the 5th time. So what that means is I've already spent as much money as it would cost to get the stuff here, most likely. It could cost more, I don't know. But that strikes me as around the price. So it's costed me more. It's going to cost me more to do that than just through delays. Every year it costs me more money. And it's getting frustrating because, you know, I had that great crowdfunder a year and a half or so ago, and I'm already sitting there saying, oh man, will I ever resolve this? And I want to get the stuff here. I don't want to say I feel incomplete, because that makes it sound like I'm dependent on that stuff for my life. I'm not. Nobody is dependent on stuff for their life. But that is like, what I have to do to make up these videos is I have to look in my brain instead of on my wall. If I had the stuff that would be on my wall, you'd be getting a different class of videos here, because I have that much more stuff. I mean, the way it is now is I'm working on this lecture about reality, and I'm sitting there going like, oh, I wish I had that book, and oh, I wish I had that book, and oh, you know, where's the Walker Percy, and where's Owen Barfield, and I have all this stuff just sitting on my wall. And yeah, I can scrounge around and look on the internet for the quote, but it's such a waste because I know exactly where it is, and sometimes I just can't find anything. And it's getting, like I say, it's getting a bit, if I think about it, I get down about the fact that this stuff is there. But the good news is I finally have a place to bring it to. The bad news is my money is dwindling because, among other things, 5 years worth of money that disappeared just storing it there. But then there's this question. For some weird reason, the American dollar is doing pretty good against the euro and the pound and the Canadian dollar. And it's not doing well at all against the Georgian lari. And there's a lot of reasons for this, involving all the Russians who have escaped Russia to come here and brought their money with them, making the money here stronger. Just to give you an idea, in March this year, it is now August, in March this year, my American dollar was worth 3 lari and 40 tetri. So that's like $3.40 of their money. It is now, this morning, worth 2 lari and 72 tetri. 2 days ago it was 70. And I'm sitting there, I don't even want to touch any American money, because it is, and the problem, I mean, and I have to put money into my Georgian account to go on this trip. And as I'm taking it out, money is just disappearing into the ether. And because I can't use my American bank card for reasons which, and I just talked to my bank this week, which would take far too long and be too stupid to talk about, except it's another depressing thing, which is like they finally put the gun to my head saying you must get the real phone and not a dumb phone if you want to travel. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I'm not going to be able to do it before I take my trip, but it's you realize it's kind of like you're getting trapped by things. But anyway, so the price of the dollar is down. I didn't make this video to complain about money, but if you wish to help, PayPal link below. Also, weirdly enough, the GoFundMe link is still active if you want some sort of, if you feel like giving me some sort of a bit of money which would really help, you can get a tax deductible receipt from the GoFundMe link, which is still there. So if you put GoFundMe, help me send my library, and I'll put the link below for that too. But I'm just simply saying things are never static. And I feel bad that I've had to wait so long to get my stuff here, because I feel like I have a responsibility to get it here, especially since I got money to get it there, but also money to get this new place. So I got the new place, and I put a bunch of money down on this, and I'm good. I'm only paying $300 a month rent. Life isn't that bad, So one of the reasons I'm here is because if I was in America now, I wouldn't be homeless, but I would certainly be in a tougher position. Okay, so I am going to take a mini vacation in 2 days. I'm going to this little village called Kojori. It's about, 15, 20 miles away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to a bus. I'm going to give them, a card that pays for one bus ride. And I've already, for $30 a night, I'll spend 3 nights up there in the mountains, and then I'll come back. And the total transportation cost will be 70 cents. 2 bus rides. I love that. That's improvisation. Anyway, if you're going to be in Germany, I will see you. If you're not going to be in Germany, think about ways you can help the Bridges of Meaning people. They are, I'm sure, not going to make a lot of money on this. They're going to lose money. And the reason they're going to lose money is because it's the first time. And these things always happen when it's the first time. But I'm looking forward to it. There's, I think, going to be at least 50 people there. There's room for 100. You should think about whether you want to go. If you can't go, because obviously most of you can't go, then you should think about whether you can help them. None of that money goes to me except for the plane ticket, which I already have. So, yeah, I can feel, I'm okay. The thing came and did what I thought it would do, which is not a lot. I did get vaccinated, but it's like, to me, it's just like, I did that just so I could travel. I didn't do it. I would have probably been in the same shape now. So, take care. And as the Georgians say, droabit, which means temporarily. We'll get together in a while, and we'll talk some more. But I wanted to let you know why you won't see me so much in the next month. It's not that I don't care. It's that I care a lot and need to just kind of get my energy back. And now that the How We Got Here series is kind of like put to bed, my brain has freed up. Now I just need to think about some ways to get the cargo here without applying to the cult to get it. Take care.
A people without history is not redeemed from time. For history is a pattern of timeless moments.